So there's not a meditation teacher, but there's a famous American baseball coach who was a baseball player and then a baseball coach. His name was Yogi Berra, after whom Yogi Bear was named. And he always had these rather funny aphorisms that he came up with that on the surface seemed often to be quite obvious or stupid, and yet often had surprising levels of depth. And anyway, he was talking about baseball, but I think it's apt for meditation as well. And he said, it's amazing how much you can observe just by watching. It's amazing how much you can observe just by watching. And in many ways, that's the game of meditation. It's amazing how much you can observe just by watching. So it's this slightly funny thing, this meditation thing. A lot of people come to it because they've heard it's going to make you feel more relaxed, more calm, might sleep better, less anxiety, things like that. And it does deliver on most of those things for most people. It is very relaxing. It is very calming. So I think that's valid. That's definitely a reason people come to it. Perfectly good reason. Everybody wants to feel better. I'm sure most people come to meditation. I certainly went to meditation first off because I wanted to feel a bit better at the time. Then, as you do a bit more of it, it does deliver. It's very relaxing. It's very nice. It can make you feel a lot calmer, and you notice, in your life, you start to notice increasing benefits in your life. But there is more to it than that. There are these sort of fundamental understandings we start to come to as a result of just watching our own mind. Somehow, over time, our relationship to our mind starts to shift in very positive ways, generally in very positive ways. So it's amazing what you can observe just by watching. That's all we're doing. And then stuff happens. So on the one hand, yes, you'll feel a bit better. And I know that's what we want. We all want to feel better. We want to feel happy and joyous and full of energy. But there is this other aspect. Meditation is a training. We are training our attention. We are becoming more aware in each moment of where our attention is. So that's one thing we're doing, is we're training ourselves in awareness of our attention, awareness of our own mind. Where is our mind on any given moment? Where has it taken our attention? It's dragged it off somewhere to think about something, worry about something, plan something, hope for something, fear for something. So just starting to become more aware of our own mind is this incredibly useful training. We're also training ourselves in this other really, really important skill, which is moving our attention where we want it. So in that moment where you notice you got distracted, that's so key. It's so helpful. And then the next part is so valuable. We move our attention from wherever it got dragged back to the breath, or back to our body, or back to a mantra, or whatever concentration exercise we're doing at the time. So we becoming more aware of our attention, but we're developing this skill to move our attention from where it is to where we want it to be. And I'll talk more about that over the 8 weeks, but that is the superpower. It's such a superpower, is that ability to notice where your mind is. And if it's not where you want it to be, if it's in an unhelpful place, you are developing this muscle in your mind to be able to move your attention, move your focus from one place to another place. So that's the second thing. It's this huge training. And then the third reason I think people come to meditation is more sort of hinted at it, is that there is this element of discovery, is that people have been doing this for thousands of years across all cultures, Western, Eastern cultures. People are doing some variation of meditation and contemplative practice across all the traditions for thousands of years, and there is a reason for that. It is tried and tested and true that something interesting happens So in part, yes, we feel a bit more relaxed. Yes, in part, it's very valuable. You are training your mind. You're becoming more skillful with your own mind, being able to move it where you want it, becoming more aware of it. And there's also something else. And I don't really, not that interested in trying to have my philosophy or theory about what that's all about. That's where you get into sort of religion and different spirituality modes and things like that. All I want you to do is just to simply be open to the remembering and realizing that people have been doing this for thousands of years for a reason, because there is also something more, something interesting to be discovered. And I'll leave it for you to go and find your own discoveries and see what it means to you. But I do think part of it is about that there are some profound wisdoms to be found at the core of your being. And I think that we'd lose sight of this core wisdom that is fundamental to who we are. And we get confused and distracted and pulled in all the different directions by our culture, by our media, by our parents, by schools, by what we think we want in order to be happy, all this different stuff. And it becomes quite confusing and difficult to see what we already know and what is fundamental at the core of our being. So I think part of it is about starting to uncover these fundamental strengths that we have at our core. But that is only part of what's available for discovery.